Hello, my name is Purnima Kulkarni. Now let's discuss Third Lewin field theory of learning. Third Lewin was German-American psychologist. Third Lewin contributed to the Gestalt theory by expanding the Gestalt theories and applying them to the human behavior. Most early psychologists did not believe in behaviorism. Many psychologists at that time believed in psychoanalytic theory that held human motives to be blind pushes from within. Levin thought of motives as goal directed forces. He believed that our behavior is purposeful. We live in psychological reality or a life space that includes not only those parts of our physical or social environment that are important to us, but also imagined states that do not currently exist. Those are imaginary. His field theory explained that our actions are result of both environmental and psychological traits. We are not just beings who act from internal impulses. Instead, we are greatly influenced by our surroundings. Okay, here is a Levin's theory of learning. This is a person, individual. This is psychological environment. It is a boundary of the life space or a field or a life space. So, it is a driving force vector or a balance we call it. It is a restraining force or the vector. It is restraining from the goal. Person always try to achieve the goal, work in that direction. It takes towards the goal. But in the environment, certain forces are there restraining from achieving his goal. These are called the barriers, which is holding him, which force is holding him away from the goal. This is called barrier. Levin theory is called a field theory because this life space, he called life space the field. So it is called field theory. As to psychologist, field means the total psychological world in which person lives. This is a person living in whole psychological environment at certain time. It includes the matters and the events of past, present, and future. Okay. Then concrete and abstract. Concrete means which we can see and touch. Abstract, that is imaginary. His imaginations, his thoughts are also involved in this life space, actual and imaginary, all interpreted as a simultaneous aspects of the situation. Levin states that each person exists within the field of force to which the individual is responding and reacting is called his life space. Then in Levin's theory, threat, goal, and barrier are the main factors. Barrier, goal, and restraining force is threat here. An individual who has to achieve some goal has to cross a barrier. The child is going to the school. If teacher beats him there, then that is beating beaten by teacher is a restraining force. He want to go to the school, but the fear of beaten by teacher is a restraining force. It is a barrier. It stops him from going to the school. It makes him to or unwilling to go to school. Because of the changes in the barrier in the life space of an individual, continuous reconstruction takes place. Levin's theory regards learning as relativistic process by which learner develops new insights and changes old ones. According to the theory, learning is not a mechanistic process of connecting stimuli and the responses within the biological organism. Stimuli and responses, where it comes, it is a Pavlov's dog's experiment, Pavlov's theory. He told that the behavior of the dog is depending on the stimuli and the responses. But in the field theory explains development of the insight as a change in the cognitive structure of the life space. Then Levin describes his viewpoint in the following formula: B equal to F of PE. B represents behavior of the person. After learning something, there is a change in the behavior of the person. F is a function and P is the person. E is the total environment situation affecting on him. Then topology. It is also called a topological. Two basic concepts which topological space denotes here. That is connectedness and part-whole relationship, where the part-whole relationship is explained in Gestalt theory. Gestalt theory says that the summation of all the parts and the whole are different. The whole is more than the total of all the parts. This is told by the Gestalt theory. With that, he included the behavior of the person, that is connectedness of the person. It is given by Lewin. Vector. Here is the factor vector, driving force and the restraining force. This is called the vectors. Valence also, it is also called vector or the valence. Then the life space is also called the psychological field, and the field is a space in which person moves psychologically. It contains the whole of one's psychological reality, oneself and his thinkings, and his physical environment and social environment, all are involved in the life space. Behavior. Levin regards behavior as a function of present life space. He insists that behavior depends upon the present and not upon the past or the future. He instantly person behavior is depending on his present situation. Barrier. It is a dynamic part of the environment which resists the motion through it. It stands in the way of the person's reaching his goal. Here is the barrier, restraining him from achieving his goal. Goal is a region of valence, region of the life space to which the person is psychologically attracted. That's why he's working to achieve towards his goal. This is the main reason for his motivation. Classroom implications of the field theory. How we can apply this field theory in the classroom. Taking into consideration the field theory as a whole, classroom teaching learning implications include significance of seeing the total situation at the beginning of the lesson or an activity before starting the lesson. In the classroom, teacher should preview the activities involved and the problem to be encountered. Moreover, from the point of view of the field theories, teacher should keep in mind that student, the teacher himself, the other teachers, the school and the peer group are all parts of the total situation. The needs for seeing the whole and the details of the situation is very necessary. Teacher must assist the students to perceive the goal and barriers, and goal must be presented in easier and simplified way. Sometimes partial insight of the situation may provide the partial relief from the tension. Teacher should see the lesson or activity as a whole school, not only the classroom, because students are interacting with the other groups and they are following the rules of the school, even they are within the classroom. So while setting the activity, she should consider school as a whole. Reward and punishment. Major educational implications of the theory. Reward and the punishment. Two types of um, theories are here. According to Levin, learner, because of the attraction to the reward, may resort to the shortest methods. For example, to get distinction in the examination record, the student may like to cheat. This may also happen. It is therefore necessary to put there some barriers over reward situation to avoid access to such short methods. Reward should be given to motivate the children, even though we should keep a small barrier to achieve that reward. That will motivate them. Otherwise, they'll go for shortcut and to achieve those goals. We should prevent that. In case of punishment, however, there is a tendency to leave the field because of the unpleasantness of the task, unless some strong barriers are there to keep them in the field. Reward activities often become interesting and are likely so that motivation is no longer extrinsic, while the activities controlled by the threat of punishment tend to become extremely hated. If every day you beat the child in the classroom, then child don't want to go to the school because when he hears the word school, he remember beaten up by the teacher. So school means beating with the stick. He remembers that comes to the mind of the child when they are too young. So he will feel like no, I'll not go to the school. Then he start skipping the classes. This will happen. Punishment is a not good method we followed in the schools, and nowadays none of the schools are. It is now the new rule is set up by the government also that children should not be beaten in the classrooms by the teachers. They are not allowed to do that. According to the law, they should not beat the children, and every national schools are following that without beating. It should be fun and learn. not beating the children. Success and the failure, see in the figure. If you get success, then you feel like this. If you fail in your task, your feelings will be like this. Success and the failure, psychologist analysis of the success from the point of view of the learner shows the following possibilities. To reach the goal constitutes success. Reaching goal means you got succeeded in your task. To get within the design of the goal may also be a success experience. Yeah, one step you are moved forward, that also a experience of the success. To make some progress in the direction of the goal constitute the success experience. Then the success to socially approved goals is also success experience. See, it is already approved. Yeah, if you wear proper uniform, ironed and well disciplined, a clean shirt and your school uniforms, it is your teacher, yeah, you're looking very nice, yeah, it will be approved by your teachers or your school. Then this will motivate you to repeat that task. Yeah, again tomorrow also I'll go with the good iron dress. School child feel like and it learns the good behavior. Then psychological success for or the failure depends upon ego involvement and level of aspiration. Okay, failures may motivate some people. Okay, it depends on their ego involvement and level of aspiration. Some people by the failures they get demotivated. It depends on the individual. Following are the major educational implications of this theory. Next to the motivation. What is the motivation for people to work? Basic reason is they want money to live. It's a basic necessity. This is also one of the reason. And when they fulfill their basic needs, then their next level they want, that is satisfaction. Some more things will be added, like as I explained, it comes in Maslow's hierarchical theory. Okay, motivation theory. The repetition of an activity brings the change both in the cognitive structure and in the need tension system. As a result of this, goal attractiveness changes. Levin calls the goal attractiveness valence, and the valence changes. See, as a child, at the early stages, it like to repeat the things what is learned. It want to get to become expert in that. If it learns to control its hand, yeah, this is my hand. If we come to know that, then repeat that. He want to use his hand again and again. He will repeat the same thing. Child is will be doing until unless he gets satisfaction. He'll keep on repeating those activities. The balance may change in any of the following ways. Attractive goals may lose attention if activity related to them is repeated to the point of satiation. Okay, goal is a attractive. But to achieve that goal, if we are using repetitively same activities, then their attraction towards the goal will be weakened. The choice of goals is influenced by the previous experiences of success and the failure. We choose our goal depending upon our skills, and yeah, I got success in this task in singing, so I should move forward in this. I should become a singer. I'm a very good singer. I got first prize in singing competition in the school. I should go out and sing in the concerts. It will motivate the child and fix it in his mind. He's about his goal and he start working on that. Then the memory. Yeah, you are seeing the half built bridge here. It is very attractive. Oh, it is half built, fully constructed bridges you have seen, but it attracts your attention. This half done job, right? The field theory states that following regarding the memory tasks which have no sense in completion are not remembered. Okay, simply easily you did that every day you eat your food. This is also task for the child as early childhood task. Eating also a big task, big task for the child as it is easy for you as you grown up. It is not a important task for you. Okay, unfinished tasks are remembered better than the finished tasks because of the psychological tension. See here, it catches our attraction. This bridge is half built here. The tasks which lead to the satisfaction of many needs are remembered better than the tasks which lead to the satisfaction of one need. If we do this task, many needs are satisfied. If I go for work, I'll get many money, and if with money I can fulfill all my requirements. With that, I get respect. Yeah, that person is working in this position. People respect you simply. That is not giving any money, but it gives a satisfaction. For that, also people work to achieve those goals. Okay, then next. End of this theory. Thank you for listening to me, and please subscribe to my channel, Purnima.